So, as one of the main company in Mexico, you have been invited today for a conference. Could you please share with us what was the conference about?
Sure. There were other companies invited to this conference. It was Arborg, it was Engel, it was Whitman Battenfield, and ourselves, Maincasa, as the only Mexican company in between these four. So we feel very proud of participating in these conferences. The main topic of this conference was how these companies and ourselves could help the Mexican industry in the plastic sector to promote the circular economy. It's called circular economy because there is a big question about how can the companies could recycle the material, the plastic material, because there is an impact in the ambient. There is an impact on those plastics that are going to the sea, and in the sea are contaminating the nature, right? So we were discussing these issues, and Maincasa is one of the leading companies in the country proposing equipment for recycle of materials.
Okay.
So Maincasa has offered many options like financial support, leasing, to put that technology in a way that is very flexible to promote an investment. We have issues with our government because they give the concession of the recyclable materials to some foreign companies that they don't care about the plastics industry in Mexico. So it's kind of a little change, that we don't have that regulation. We need norms. We need our government to get much more involved to what it is happening in the plastics industry in Mexico. So we demand the intervention of our government to control in a professional way the recycling industry in Mexico for plastics. So that was mainly the topic of the discussion today. So the four companies, we were offering options, our technology. In fact, here in Plastimagen, we have the exhibition booth number 5002, full dedicated to recycling material. For example, plastic bags. Plastic bags are normally easily dropped, in the garbage, and nobody cares about that. So if we create a culture on which people will take those to a proper disposal, like recycling the material but putting it into a proper disposal, we would then have the proper technology focused on recycling material, recovering this material, and putting up again new plastic bags. In our exhibition booth, we have a pelletizing machine. We are recovering garbage. We are putting it into the extrusion blown film machine, and that extrusion machine will give us another set of plastic bags, brand new, which proves that there is no problem recycling material in Mexico. I mean, it's possible.
Okay.
Some of the states in Mexico are prohibiting, the use of plastic bags. I don't think it makes sense. Everybody in Mexico will need a plastic bag, but we will continue pushing our government to do better things. Because when they allow those campaigns, in the TV, in the news in Mexico, that the plastic is bad for the people, it's bad for the human being, I think it's not responsible. I think it's something that we should control in a better way, because some people will get scared using plastics, and then we will have a problem with the unemployed people. So we need to get better control on what is being communicated to the Mexicans, in regarding to the use of the plastics. Okay? So that was basically the topic.
Okay. So recently Mexico have a new president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador.
Yep.
Do you have any comment about him, and do you think his election will choose something about the Mexican plastic industry?
Well, I think for years he was expecting to become the president of Mexico, and I think now is the right time for him to prove what his mindset is. I think he's doing the things right. I think he has no relationship with the corruption. I think it's a good example for the rest of the presidents, which were very much corrupt, for the system in Mexico. So what we need in this country with a lot of opportunities is a president like him. We need a president, no corruption, no, tricky things, So he's doing the right thing. He's pushing everybody to work.
Okay.
He's pushing everybody to do the right things. So I think he's doing good. In terms of his political position in regarding to the plastics industry, I think he's not touching yet very much on the plastics industry yet, but I think sooner or later he will get involved, because ourselves, all the companies working in the plastics industry, we are promoting some conversations with him, direct conversations with him, to go for the regulations, the specifications for recycling materials, for example, instead of promoting bad things or bad rumors about the plastics in Mexico. So I think he's totally open. Other presidents in the past, they really didn't care about that. So I think he's open, and sooner or later we will get together to discuss openly what is happening with the plastic sector in Mexico.
Okay. Thank you everyone. It was Ramón, Strategic Business Director for Plastic Machinery in Maincasa. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
For today.
And buenos días.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.